here we go. To Friday, Blazing 5 time live in Los Angeles. This is The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Fox Sports Radio and right here on FS1. We've got Albert Breer, Rich Orenberger, Eric Mangini. A lot of stuff today. Tonight, NBA Finals. Dodgers are winning. Lakers will win it tonight. And very exciting times, right? Joy Taylor?
If you're a Lakers fan, yes.
Yeah, very.
Oh, no. I mean, the Marlins are out of it, so we'll see what happens tonight. And then big Canes game this weekend also. It's a good weekend of college football.
Hurricanes face Clemson. Yeah, I like Clemson on that one. All of our odds are provided by Fox Bet. We're about 500 for the year. Blazing 5. Here we go.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up. Fire it up. It's Collins Blazing 5. Panthers at Falcons.
I'll take Atlanta. Only have to give up 2.5. Listen, Matt Ryan and Dan Quinn have actually always played Carolina well, especially at home. But this story is about the Panthers' defense. Bad last year. I think it's the second worst in the league. Carolina's 31st ranked on third downs, fewest sacks, second worst scoring defense, 7 rushing touchdowns allowed, second most. This is a bad defense. And I'll say this about Atlanta. I don't think they've quit on their coach. I think their passing offense is still robust. And I think it's a desperate team. This is an easy one for me. I like Atlanta to score enough points to beat what I believe is the second worst defense in the NFL, 33-27 Falcons.
Jaguars at Texans.
Couldn't tell you the last time I took Jacksonville, but I'm taking the Jags +6. Between Gardner Minshew and James Robinson, the running back, they've got a pretty pesky little offense. And teams that fire their coach, Houston, mid-season are 2-6 against the spread the following week. And they got real issues in Houston. Their offensive line is awful. Last in rushing offense, can't protect Deshaun Watson, the most sacked quarterback in the league. And that's Deshaun Watson, who escaped sacks. I do not believe you can correct a bad offensive line in season. There's nothing on the market. Nobody's giving away their good offensive linemen. I'm going to take Jacksonville +6 to upset the Texans, who just fired their coach. You don't have to love Bill O'Brien, but I thought schematically it was darn clever. 27-26 Jags.
Rams at Washington.
Washington +7.5. I'll take them. Third East Coast road trip already for the Rams, who also play rival San Francisco next week and could be looking ahead. Listen, there's a way to disrupt Sean McVay's offense. Pressure. Chase Young is back in the Red Washington defense. 14 sacks, top 3. 208 yards allowed, top 4. So real good Washington defense getting star rookie Chase Young back. And also, Kyle Allen's not great, but he's efficient. And when he started last year over Cam, remember that? He was very good early until the world got film on him. Ron Rivera's telling you, we can win this division with our defensive personnel. We just can't make mistakes. So what he's telling you is Kyle Allen, at least when I see in practice, makes fewer mistakes. I'm going to call the upset here. Rams' third trip out east. Washington wins, upset 24-23. Good defensive lines have disrupted Sean McVay's running offense since he's been in L.A. Belichick sort of gave everybody the blueprint in the Super Bowl how to disrupt the offense. Washington will do that.
Colts at Browns.
Like the Colts, I love them. Indy's only got to give up 1 point. I'll take Indy. Think about this. The Cleveland Browns are off their biggest national TV win in a decade. They beat the Cowboys. Oh, Cleveland loves themselves this morning. Good luck. The Colts defense leads the NFL in everything. Points allowed, passer rating, yard, all levels, as Greg Cosell told us. This is a great defense. The Browns' 3 wins have come against teams whose records are 3-8-1. Their defense in Cleveland is still awful. It's just that Dallas couldn't expose it at the right times. Phillip Rivers may be limited, but with this offensive line, he's completing almost 73% of his passes. The Colts have the better O-line, the better defense. Cleveland's highly emotional coming off that win over the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Colts to win 26-23.
Vikings at Seahawks.
Vikings +7. I know. Don't bet against Russell Wilson. I'm going to take Minnesota +7 here. Chicago won last night. What does that mean for Minnesota? Oh, hell. The Packers are winning and the Bears are winning. This is a must-win for Minnesota. Much more urgency in that division. The Bears are 4-1. They've got to win now. And I'll say this. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football. On Sunday Night Football, he's been good. He's 4-2, 117 passer rating. He's great on Sunday Night Football. Delvin Cook leads the league. Adam Thielen and rookie Justin Jefferson Justin Jefferson, folks, is the next superstar wide receiver in this league. The Seahawks defense is atrocious. Atrocious. They are on pace to allow the most yards and the most passing yards of any team in the Super Bowl era. And this is an offense that is stacked with weapons. Kirk Cousins, when given time, he'll have it, will move the ball. Russell Wilson does something miraculous to pull a W out of an L, but I'm absolutely going to take Minnesota and the 7 points. 27-26 Seahawks. Way too many points to give Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, good tight ends, and a capable offensive line. So there you go. I'm not touching that Eagles-Steelers game. Everybody likes that game. I'm staying away from that game.
Colin.
For more on my Blazing 5 picks, check out the Fox Bet social platforms.
Yes, go do that. Is Atlanta on there?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not supposed to bet
You're not
Atlanta.
supposed to do that.
All right, just Tom Brady didn't shake hands last night. He gets a mulligan. Listen,
You're supposed to run all decisions by me. This is what happens.
They're just like a drug to you. You can't.
Yeah, it is. You can't quit
habit.
them. You can't quit the Falcons.
I really do.
I like that bet, but you can't quit them.
All right.
You know what? It's 2020. Maybe this will be the year that they turn it around for you.
I want to talk about Chicago. They won last night. The Chicago Bears are now 4-1. They should not be. They're on a backup quarterback. They have one legitimate wide receiver. They can't run the football. And their tight end, Green Bay bailed on him. Chicago picked him up, had a great catch last night near the end of his career. Good offensive line, not great. They should not be 4-1. So there's some criticism last night. Even Troy Aikman said, what is Chicago doing? Throwing the ball, run the clock out. You're going to give Tom Brady time. They ran 9 plays in 1:05. And everybody was very critical of the Bears and Matt Nagy. And here's my thing. Matt Nagy's had Mitch Trubisky for 3 years. And all he's had to do is suppress the offense. All he wanted to do was get Nick Foles. He just wanted a guy that lets her rip. And Nick is one of these guys, he just lets it rip. And so here's Matt Nagy at home, got his quarterback, facing the greatest quarterback of all time. Tampa's really got more good players. Green Bay looks like the best team in the world. Matt Nagy's not going to go conservative at the end of the football game. He's looking around this league right now at Kansas City. He's looking around at Brady. He's looking around at Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and he's saying, listen, man, I got no running game. I got one legitimate wide receiver, and I'm a backup quarterback. We got to take chances to win this division because my personnel doesn't match up with Green Bay's offensive personnel, and my personnel doesn't match up with a lot of the top teams in this league. And Matt Nagy's like, we're going to let her rip. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to try to win this game and put a touchdown on the board, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. They should not be 4-1. And he's had to suppress everything. He's had to coach down for 3 years with Trubisky. He finally gets let it rip Nick, and he let it rip. He let it go, throwing the ball, going for the big touchdown passes. So I had no problem with what Chicago was doing. I got what Nagy was saying is you start looking around in our division, Minnesota's personnel and Green Bay's offensive personnel is exceptional. Chicago's isn't. You're not going to go conservative. They're going to have to take some big swings this year when they play in these games against elite quarterbacks like Brady with his weapons. Matt Nagy talked about last night's W.
And I said it a few weeks ago, there's something special about this team. We find ways to win, and it's not always pretty. We totally understand that. Anytime you go 4-1, you get to a point where they're not always the prettiest of wins, but I look at, to end the game with our defense, having an opportunity to shut down possibly the greatest quarterback to ever play this game with 1:13 to go, down 1 point, and then to come through with that, that's a huge win.
So everybody knows Matt Nagy's a very good offensive coach. Remember earlier in the game when the Buccaneers went for it on 4th and 1 at their own 20? That was telling you that Tampa Bay had looked at film and they didn't respect Chicago's offense. You would never do that against a good offense. Tampa Bay's like, even if we don't get the first down, we'll probably hold them to a field goal. So Tampa was telling you, we don't respect Chicago's offense. Matt Nagy is telling you, we're pretty low-skilled here on offense. When I get these moments with my quarterback, I'm going to go for it. We're not going to – this Tampa Bay defense, is really good. They may be a little vulnerable. It's late in the game. We got momentum. I'm going to go for it. I got his back on that. They should not be 4-1. Rich Ohrnberger played for the New England Patriots. Patriots had Kansas City last week without Cam Newton. Very uncomfortable. We'll talk about what he's seeing. Also, does a radio show in San Diego, knows very well about the Chargers, some of their dysfunction. It looks like Justin Herbert is a star for the future. Rich is coming up next. You want a 12-ounce ribeye, you don't have to buy the entire cow. You want a fly, you don't have to buy the entire row. Why are you paying for unlimited data for your cell phone when you're only using 2 gigs? That's where Pure Talk USA comes in. The big carriers hook you. AT&T, Verizon, they charge you obscene monthly fees for data you'll never need, perks you'll never use. That's why you need to switch to Pure Talk USA. Only charges you for the data you need. And they're on the exact same tower, so you get the same coverage, but at half the cost. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 2 gigs of data, just $20 a month. The average person will save $400 a year. So right now, get unlimited talk, unlimited text, plus 2 gigs of data for $20 a month. Don't have to change your phone or your number. All you have to do, grab your phone right now, dial pound 250 and say Colin Cowherd. Dial pound 250 and say Colin Cowherd. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. You'll have the option, too, to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Pure Talk USA.